Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is JJ. You're watching the part 2 of the full review of the Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta. So in part 1, I have already walked you guys through the external view of the Pagani Zonda. So in today's part 2, we will be opening up all the panels to look at the good details inside the Pagani Zonda. So as I mentioned in my last video, we will need some tools, mainly the tweezers, to help us handle these smaller parts. And obviously we will need gloves when handling the model car. I'm sure you don't want to leave a lot of fingerprint all around the car. So with the visibility of the cockpit or the interior straight away, we'll just take a look at the racing seats. They are very nicely done. It's got a kind of matte leather finish with light blue outline on the racing seats, and there's also checker blue and white fabric on the seat as well. The center console, you can see it is painted in a blue color to match with the surrounding of the racing seat. And then the center section, it is wrapped in carbon fiber, and there is a very detailed handbrake lever. It looks like it's got some wooden pattern as well, similar to the steering wheel. Further ahead, you have this metal piece of gear shifter gauge, and the gear shifter itself is also made out of metal, and it is also wrapped with wooden pattern as well, just there. So let me open the driver door. It's quite a lot of details on the door card. You can see the carbon fiber effect, and also the blue and white fabric pattern, the blue handle, as well as the very detailed speaker and the opening door mechanism as well. On the door seal, you can see there's a lot of carbon fiber there, and there's also a plaque which showing Pagani. Underneath the seat, you can also see the seat rail, which is quite detailed. You can see there are different positions for you to lowering the racing seat as well as adjusting the angle, which is really detailed. And then obviously you have the fabric seat belt with the metal seat belt buckle, and some of the details on the door seal as well. Everything is covered in carbon fiber, and then there are some metal parts there as well. Now looking at the steering wheel, it is very detailed as well. You can see the blue coloring as well as the wooden pattern, and in the center of the steering wheel. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but right in the middle is actually said Pagani, and you can also see the speedometer as well as other gauges, so very detailed. The indicator is also there, and at the bottom you have your accelerator, brake and clutch, and there's also a vent just on the right hand side of where you would normally rest your right foot. There's no carpeting inside the car, but you do have the carpet with the Pagani logo on it, and that is, I believe, is a metal part. And you can see the handbrake and the gear shifter as well. Coming round to the other side, you can see there's a lot of details on the center console as well. So the center console is wrapped in carbon fiber. All the air vents are also wrapped in carbon fiber, as you can see on the ductwork. And on the air vent itself, it has the HP Hiroshima Pagani logo on it, and it's painted in silver. The air vent outlet is also very detailed. You can see the blade. So below the air vent, you can see the center console also has the Zonda HP Barchetta logo on it, and then all the control buttons and the infotainment systems all there. In front of the passenger seat, you can also see the mat with the Pagani logo on it, and just like the other side, underneath the racing chair, you can see the door frame, or sorry, the chair frame, and there's a lot of details there as well. And behind the racing seat, you will see the fabric seat belt with the metal buckle as well. There's also details at the front side of the door sill, just like the rear side as well. Now, on top of the glove box area, you will see there is a sticker. It's a bit blurry, but when I googled it, it actually shows Zonda HP Barchetta 1 of 3. And then underneath that plaque, you will see there is a glove box. And you could open it as well, which is very, very cool. But just that you try to put the small blue straps through the metal buckle is quite tricky. It is doable, but you just need to take your time feeding the strap through to the buckle, and that's why you will need the tweezers to help you. Interior looks really nice. Now, looking at the area behind the headrest, you will see there are 2 speakers, one on each side of the headrest, and there's also a Pagani logo at the front of the speakers. This brace is also wrapped in carbon fiber, as well as the support at the back. They are also painted in a nice polished metal color. It's very, very cool. And then in the middle you will have another storage compartment. Let me zoom in a little bit. And again, if you use a magnifying glass, you will be able to read. It's actually showing Zonda HP Barchetta 1 of 3, and then the Hirosho Pagani signature at the bottom right corner. And just like the glove box at the front, you can also open this as well, which is super cool. And there is a small storage area inside. It's very, very detailed. And as I mentioned last time, this small part here, it is also wrapped in carbon fiber, same as the other side. There's also a small shield on top of the speedometer, and that is also wrapped in carbon fiber. And you can see the door card details better from this angle. Okay, so now let's take a look at the front compartment. Okay, so first of all, you will see there are a lot of service area that is wrapped in carbon fiber. So that is done really nicely, rather than just using carbon fiber texture plastic molding. The underside of the front trunk cover is painted in black. You can see there is a small cable at the top left corner. That is the electric cable to the headlights, and you'll have the same thing on the other side. That is very cool for LCD models to include even the cabling for the headlights. And then right at the bottom left, or sorry, the bottom right hand side of the car, let me try and get it focused. So you see there are more cabling and sockets, and this is actually the car horn. It's very, very cool. I'm not sure if you guys can actually see it, but it is there. That's the horn, and I believe it's a twin horn as well. And you can see the cabling coming down as well. Very, very detailed. and that's the other socket I was referring to just now. Just to try and get it to focus. Okay. And then you will be able to see the cooling fans and the radiator, which is all there, very, very detailed. On each of the cooling fans, there's also a yellow warning label as well. And also there's some ductwork showing the outlet. Very, very cool. And you'll be able to see the sockets I was referring to earlier. And even on the underside of the windshield area, there's also a lot of silver painted bolts. Very, very detailed. And also, if you look from the front, right next to the fog lamp, around this area where you can see the scoop, there's actually a ductwork inside, like a coil, and that basically is to duct air to cool the brake disc, and you will be able to see it, which is there, right here. That's the air duct coil, and basically that is to guide the air coming in from the front, and then there is a bend underneath the suspension arm, and it blows air to the brake disc. And you will be able to see the ductwork here, that black tube right there underneath the cold suspension arm, and that is to cool the brake disc. Very, very detailed, and the suspension is fully workable, and you can see the coil underneath there working. You can see the coil being compressed. It is real work of art. It's super amazing, and it is the same mechanism on the right side as well. See if I can show you the spring inside. Yep, is just there. You can see the coil, and then I'll try and compress the spring. It's all working very nicely. You will notice there are a small square hole. So the square piece with the hole in the middle is basically to guide the front trunk cover, so that when you collapse the cover, the whole clamshell is lined up properly. whereas the previous model of the Pagani Huayra RC Roadster, I think it's just a normal Huayra RC. There is a big gap or misalignment when the front cover is shut. It seems like this time round LCD has fixed that problem. And here you can have a better look at the suspension arm, the steering knuckle, the brake disc caliper, and the steering rod or steering column. It's all there. Okay. So let me close the front cover. And let's take a look at the engine bay. So I'll shut the door. The hinge, they are quite nice. It is strong enough to keep the rear engine clamshell up, which is nice. And then straight away you will see the very, very detailed engine bay, and I really, really like that. So let's start from the top. So the carbon air scoop, there's a Zonda HP Barchetta logo on it, and you can still see it when the clamshell is shut. The engine block itself, right at the top, you can see there is a chrome colored piece, and right at the top you can see it shows Zonda HP Barchetta again, and it also say AMG underneath it. I'll try and find a better angle to show you the writing. You see it? And you can see the top of the V12 engine. Spark plugs and the spark plugs cables are all there, and there's also a lot of other pipe works, some reservoirs, and then the engine mount bracket in a polished silver color all round. Super detailed. And just like the front, you can see the gold color suspension system. And you can also see the coil right there. So the coil does compress. And it has the full working suspension system. Now, looking at the rear side, you can see the full exhaust system. They even show the burnt color on the drums, the bluish purplish color, and there's also Pagani logo on them, and then the exit connected to the 4 tailpipe. Very, very detailed. You can see the mesh right at the back as well, and there's also a warning sticker by the exhaust outlet. On the right hand side, try and zoom in again, so you see the Zonda HP Barchetta logo like the other side, and also underneath it you can tell that it's an AMG engine. And then you can see the engine oil dipstick as well as the kill switch. So there, just like the other side, you can see the spark plugs and the spark plugs cable, and also the engine mount bracket in a polished silver color, and there are some additional pipe works as well. So very, very detailed. And you can also see right here, it's like a heat shield. Basically, it's to block out some of the direct heat coming out from the exhaust manifold underneath, which is in white color. It's really cool that they have included the heat shield, and that is metal. And you have the same thing on the other side. Which is here, right there. It's directly above the exhaust manifold, piece of heat shield. And where you see the white color exhaust outlet, they're all curled to join into one pipe, which is here in the slightly gold, rose gold color, and then that is then connected to the exhaust. It just looks really, really cool. Here you can see the red lamp behind the mesh. So on the outside it looks like that. If I zoom in, you'll be able to see the cabling as well. Very, very detailed, right? So looking at the top left side right here, you'll be able to see more cabling right here. So that is the electric cable to the rear light, brake lights. Just trying to find the best way to show you guys. maybe from this angle. You can see the cable right at the bottom running across. And that's connected to the rear lamps. And right underneath here, you can see those louvers. And you'll be able to see them from just above the rear diffuser right there. Okay, so the entire engine bay is very detailed, and I really like it. I think that's probably is the best part out of the entire car. It's just simply amazing. And then you can see the fuel filler cap, and then the same metallic silver plate to guide the rear clamshell so that it's shut properly. Now you will see there is a storage compartment on the right hand side as well as the one on the right hand side. So this is when we will need the tweezer. So let me show you. Probably better if I could do it with both hands, but I will just do it carefully. There you go. So the strap feeds through the small buckle right there, and you also need to loop the blue strap through the blue ring. And then once the storage compartment is open, there is a small luggage inside. It's very cool. And it's got some nice hinges for the storage box as well. And obviously it is the same thing on the right hand side, and it also has a small luggage inside as well. Right. Let me close the rear clamshell. So that concludes the internal details of the Zonda HP Barchetta. I'm sure you guys really appreciate the level of details LCD model has put in this model. It's definitely worth getting one to add to your collection, and you will not regret it. It's just the money spent on a die-cast model that is fully openable, and it has this level of details on the outside and inside of the car. It's just simply breathtaking. especially as I mentioned, the storage compartment right here, you could open it, same as the front glove box area, you could open them as well. Just look gorgeous. Well, I think that concludes my full review of the Zonda HP Barchetta. I hope you guys find this video useful and entertaining, and if you guys want to see another close-up of any particular area on this Zonda HP Barchetta, then let me know. I can always record a short video to show you exactly where you want to examine. But apart from that, after the full review, I am still very, very happy with this model car. On my unboxing video, I mentioned that just from looking at the car, I was already giving the car 9.5 out of 10. So after the 2 full review video, I am still keeping the score of 9.5 out of 10 for this model. So well done LCD models for making such an amazing 1:18 scale model car. It is such a good looking machine. It is also quite heavy as well, so you get a totally different feel comparing to holding up a resin model or one of those auto art composite model. This just feels very, very solid and very hefty, and I like that. It gives you the confidence that the car is going to hold up really nicely. There's no loose part inside as well, which is another bonus. The build is superb, and I'm just really, really happy with the overall quality and the craftsmanship from LCD model. So try and find yourself one. They are available on eBay or directly from LCD models. So good luck, and if you have got any questions, or as I mentioned earlier, you want to see any other area close up, let me know, and I will look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. I hope you enjoy this. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also ring the notification bell so that next time when I have a new video out, you will be one of the first people to know it. Okay guys, I will stop right here. Take care. Bye for now. You guys are still here. So one thing that I have forgotten to show you guys are, obviously, with the model cars with all the panels opened. So you have to open both the driver and passenger side door. They do open quite wide, and then the front trunk comes out like that, and then you just need to lift the rear clamshell to open like that, and it will just stay. And I'll just put the steering on a little, right, and I think it looks really good with all the panels shut, and it looks even better with all the panels opened. What do you think? Pretty nice, right? So let me close them again. The front trunk cover, you need to click it so that this return to its original position, like that, and then you shut the two doors, and that is it. It looks just as good with all the panels shut. Right, okay, I am saying goodbye now, so see you guys next time. Bye for now.